All right, let's talk Arsenal. The game has ended a while ago. We're talking 3 hours ago by now. And look, anyone who is surprised by this result, I mean, you're delusional. You're just straight delusional. There's no getting around it. If you did not expect this type of result against Brentford, you're just delusional. There's nothing else to say about it. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no dressing it up anyway. You're just fucking delusional. I'm sorry, lads. It has to be broken to you this way. Why are you delusional? What? We lost to Brentford last preseason. Last season. Lost to them in preseason. Had Ozil, had fucking Guendouzi play. I don't think he did. Had Willock still finding his feet. We lost to them last preseason. Everyone wants to throw excuses out for that preseason. I don't even rate Ozil, but with Ozil, the team definitely has more creativity than whatever it has now. We lost then. Orba was still on form. You get me? Laka had better form. So we lost last preseason. Now everyone wants to be surprised when we lose this preseason. I mean, not this preseason. At the start of the fucking season. And it's just, well, might as well call it a preseason. Arsenal fans treat it like it's fucking preseason until December nowadays. I don't know why the fuck that happens. I don't know when that happened. Everyone talks about the PL table since December and all that shit. It doesn't fucking matter. The season's already started. The season already started. We fucking lost to Brentford. And everyone still wants to big up this manager. This manager who is so far out of his depth. I wouldn't be surprised if he's managing Vanarama. He's managing in the Vanarama after this. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. He definitely can't manage in the championship. That's not happening. If he gets a job in the championship, that team is going to be screwed. Is he going to manage in League One? I doubt it. Is he going to manage in League Two? I doubt it. Is he going to manage in a foreign league? Who's going to take him? Who wants Arteta? Seriously. Go ask all your footballing friends. Go ask all your friends of rival teams. Go ask all your friends of who support teams in foreign leagues and all of that. Go ask all of them. Would they take Arteta? Tell me what their answer is. Tell me. I'm sure there's even relegation candidates, fans who would just not take Arteta. He's just so subpar. And somehow we're just all supposed to just shut up, support the process, support the team, all of this bullshit. Otherwise, you're a Spurs fan. A Spurs fan? Are you fucking kidding me? A Spurs fan for wanting, this absolute detritus that we're being served up to fucking end. You're a Spurs fan for that? Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? A lot of Arsenal fans, this fan base in general, it's still divided from the Wenger days. I get that. But just a lot of the fan base in general just needs to wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. There's blog owners who get so much traffic on their websites. And oh no, heavens forbid you drop some facts on there. Otherwise, the blog owner is going to fucking ban you for, what, denigrating the club? Who's denigrating the club? Am I denigrating the club or is Arteta denigrating the club? Look at the state of things. Both Orba and Laka just, they got sick before the start of the campaign. At the same time? At the same time, that would tell me that either they're all fucking around together at night, I don't know, bar hopping or whatever. I doubt that. Or they both went to Arteta and said, hey, listen, your tactics are kind of shit. You're going to have to change some shit up. And Arteta just, he threw his toys out the pram. Every single player who's got something to say to this manager, he just throws his toys out the pram out at them. And then next thing you know, you're probably never going to see those players again. Now what's he doing? He's throwing Balogun in at the deep end. Balogun, who, by the way, we could have blooded him last season when no one was scoring goals, when Laka couldn't score, when Orba couldn't score, when Nketiah couldn't score. Eddie injured in preseason, by the way, because he's turned into our best goal-scoring threat in this preseason, just suddenly. I mean, sure, I can give Arteta credit for Eddie's transformation, but, he hasn't done the same thing with Balogun. And sure, Balogun is younger. He hasn't done the same thing with Martinelli. Martinelli scoring less, appearing less than he did under Emery. So what does that mean? That's a player who's regressing under this manager. You go and buy Ben White for 50 mil. 50 million on Ben White. Brentford are out here. They've bought Christopher Aja for 15 million. 50 versus 15. It's absurd. Aja is far and away. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name. It might be Aya, but whatever. He's far and away the better defender between these two. And there's a 35 million pound difference in their price tags. It doesn't work. Who is doing the scouting? People are going to blame Edu. Oh, get Edu out before you get Arteta out. No, Arteta's choosing these players. He's the manager. If he was still just the coach, different story. But he's the manager. Do you understand? The manager signs off on all the players that he once brought in. So this means Arteta is the one who said, yes, I want Ben White, 50 mil is worth it. He can see the finances. No one is ever going to run it by me that Arteta is not aware of the finances of the club. You can see the finances. He signs off on Ben White for 50 mil. Absurdity. Criminal. I'm not saying Ben White is trash, but you have to take our finances into account. At least sell Holding or Chambers. Bring in Saliba. That's our third best centre-back. He's on loan. He would have played today instead of Murray. But oh no, he's gone out on loan. Because the manager has a bone to pick with him. Why? He's a teenager. He's a fucking teenager. Joe Willock. Sold the lad. After he scored 8 goals out on loan. Are you kidding me? Set him up. If you are this tactical genius, Arteta, that the fan base believes you are, the deluded part of the fan base at least, believes you are, set him up to score in our own team. It's not difficult. Instead, what did he do? Sells Willock. Newcastle are going to bang this season, by the way, with Willock's goals. Sells Willock. Renews Granit Xhaka's contract. Are you serious? The same guy who flipped the bird at the fans in the stadium. His contract got renewed? That's absurd. That's patently absurd. It's happening in this world. There's no world where I am going to believe that this manager is actually batting for the club. He looks like an agent. Genuinely looks like a city agent come here to sabotage the club. And people want to say he's good. He's this generational manager. He's going to come good. You just got to give him time. When has that ever been the case? When? Give me an example. Give me 4 examples from around the world, throughout history, where a manager comes in, they stink up the place. And don't be saying Alex Ferguson, because Ferguson had already earned his chops. All right, at Aberdeen. He had earned his chops. Please. So don't be presenting Sir Alex Ferguson. He had cut his teeth at Aberdeen, overperformed at Aberdeen, and then he gets brought into Manchester United. They're trying to do a rebuild, and the rebuild wasn't going well. They were going to sack him after how long? I don't know. I'm not a Man United fan. But it wasn't after that long they were going to sack him. And then, bam, things clicked. Things are not going to click with Arteta. I don't know who can't see that yet. It's absolutely bizarre to me. Leno versus Martinez. Another criminal decision. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. You're telling me with the Leno versus Martinez debate that everyone, because it was lockdown, everyone watching on TV, you've got no access to the training ground, okay, as a fan. Everyone watching on TV evaluated these two goalkeepers and everyone came to the same conclusion: Martinez is better. Why is Martinez better? Well, look at how often he catches the ball. Look at him coming out for crosses. Look at him coming out for high balls. He doesn't let the high balls bounce. He doesn't let the high ball touch the opposition player's head. He doesn't let any of these things that could end in disaster, end in a goal happen. He snuffs it out at the root. What's Leno doing? He's hiding between the sticks, hoping one of his defenders can handle this high ball. That's not what a good goalkeeper does. It is not. And his distribution is shit. We shouldn't even be talking about distribution. This is just straight goalkeeping. Straight goalkeeping. Martinez has Leno beat. And he sold Martinez far and away the better keeper. He's now gone on to be the Copa America goalkeeper of the tournament, getting Messi an international trophy. Do you know the type of teams Messi has played with in Argentina? And now you bring in this Emi Martinez character, who Arsenal developed into a world-class goalkeeper over the course of a decade, just to sell him because we've got a rookie manager who doesn't have a fucking eye test. And all of a sudden, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Messi got a trophy. Whoa. Fantastic, lads. Fantastic. Not fantastic for Arsenal. We sold the better goalkeeper. Emi Martinez, by the way, is the reason, the sole reason, that Arteta was even promoted to manager. How this guy cannot then be the number one goalkeeper, I don't get it. I don't get it. No one has presented any workable logic for that. Yes, Martinez wanted to be the number one, rightfully so. He'd earned it. He had earned it. How me watching at home on the fucking telly can tell that, but Arteta working with these guys every single day in training for 8 months can't tell? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And we're supposed to trust this guy with a rebuild. Are you absolutely taking the piss? Are you smoking some good fucking weed? Matter of fact, I know weed smokers who aren't gonna fucking fall for that jive. Let me not insult the weed smokers. They're smarter than a lot of this delusional fan base. Fucking hell. He gives Orba the new contract. Look, I don't have a gripe with Orba being given the new contract. Everyone wanted him to be given the new contract. But when you are in a management position, it is your job to have, awareness of the future. You have to be able to theorycraft these things going forward. Oh, Orba's getting older, his legs might go, he doesn't have much else to his game other than his pace and finishing. Does his finishing fall off if he loses his pace? You got to account for all these things if you are the manager. If you are in upper management, that's your job. That is your job. And he's completely failed at that. He has completely failed at that. So he's failed. He's failed at our centre-back position. He's failed at our goalkeeping position. The right-back situation. What is there to say about the right-back situation? What is there to say? We've got 4 right-backs at the club, and supposedly none of them are good enough to start versus Brentford. How? How did that happen? There is no world where it's okay that happened. No world. If you don't trust any of the right backs, offload them. Offload them. Offload them for less than you think they're worth. Offload Xhaka for less than you think he's worth. You can't be trying to get commensurate value for Granit Xhaka when everyone has years worth of film on him, just completely fucking up. Just completely and utterly fuck. Everyone has the film on it. How are you going to then say, oh no, he's worth more than 15 million? Are you smoking your socks, mate? Are you smoking your socks, Arteta and Edu? A&E. Are they smoking their socks? They have to be smoking their socks. Because there's no way that you look at this player, Granit Xhaka, and the output he's given us over his entire tenure here, and you say, yeah, he's worth 20 mil. There's no way. That doesn't work. Especially in a depleted market. No. Take the money and run. Mourinho, enemy of Arsenal, wanted to rescue Arsenal by taking Granit Xhaka off our hands, and he was blocked from doing so. You could have sabotaged him by giving him Xhaka. But oh no, we kept Xhaka because, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Because they had to sell Willock. What? Makes no sense. Willock's going to bang at Newcastle. He's going to score goals. Every game or every second game. That's a lot of goals. We don't have goals at Arsenal. We don't have any. We're struggling to score. And you sold goals. How? We're struggling for industry in the midfield. You loaned out Guendouzi. How? I don't understand it. We're struggling for wide options. You fucking binned off Reece Nelson for a whole season to try this experiment with Willian. Willian, by the way, anyone with common sense knew that signing this guy was going to be a fucking disaster before he even kicked a ball. Before he even kicked the damn ball. Everyone knew this player is going to be a disaster. Don't sign him. Don't sign him. That was the most obvious mistake being made. More obvious than the Martinez one. More obvious than that. Don't sign this player. Especially coming from Chelsea. We don't have a good history with players that Chelsea want to offload. We do not have a good history at all there. What? Anytime your rivals are okay with you taking one of their players, stay away from it. Stay away from it. But oh no, here's Arteta and Edu, the football savants, who just know better than anybody fucking else on the planet, who doesn't have the type of access to information and that they do. And they somehow still fuck up these decisions. And we're supposed to be patient with this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 8th and 8th, these are his finishes. We didn't get to see Emery's second season finish, but his first season he finished 5th. It's better than what Arteta's done. Factually. You got Arsenal fans, delusional Arsenal fans, getting upset when you tell them that Leicester are on pure footballing terms are ahead of Arsenal. They get upset about facts being relayed to them. About facts, simple facts being relayed to them. And then what do they start doing? They start calling you a Spurs fan. They start calling you a Chelsea fan. They start calling you an anti-fan. No, I'm not an anti-fan. I don't want the Giants, that is Arsenal, to go to sleep. We're watching a club right now. A giant of a football club getting ready to go to sleep. This is what it looks like when these giants, when you come across a sleeping giant, you know, a club that would be labeled a sleeping giant, this is what it looks like before they go to sleep. This is what it looks like. It looks like an absolute shit show. An absolute piss take of a shit show. And somehow, some way, everyone who is being negative, they're not just being positive and supporting the team. I'll support the players, bar Xhaka. Xhaka can fuck off. So can Leonard. Leonard can fuck off. But I'll support the players. When it's match time, those 90 minutes where these players are on the pitch, I want us to win every single game. Every single game. There's not a single game that I want us to lose. But oh no, heavens forbid, you want to stop us from losing games. Suddenly, you're a Spurs fan. Are you serious? Fan base needs to wake the fuck up. Fan base is a joke. Joke of a fan base. And then everyone wants to... This is the worst part of the fan base, you know. This is the worst part I'm about to address. Everyone wants to go on about Stan fucking Kroenke. You cannot unseat this guy. Just accept it and move on. Unless you have 10 billion pounds, dollars, or euros burning a fucking hole in your pocket, guess what? You can't move Kroenke. You can't move him. Don't even try. Don't even try. Don't bother. He is unmoved by your protest. He doesn't care about your protest. He is unmoved by boos in the stadium and all this shit. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. He's here to make money because he knows there's a delusional fan base who will just keep on buying the merch, keep on adding value to the club, buying the tickets, coming to match days. There's a delusional fan base to take advantage of. He knows that. He knows that better than I do. If I know that, me, Joe Public, just sitting here behind my fucking PC recording a video, if I know that, then for damn sure Stan Kroenke knows that. For damn sure. There's no fucking way that he doesn't know that. So, don't talk about Kroenke and removing him because he's unmovable. He is unmovable. You got Daniel Ek over here making his bid of 2 billion. That's damn near all his net worth. It's damn near all his net worth. He's giving up his Spotify shares to make that bid. And guess what? It's not enough. He's been priced out. He's been priced out. 3 billion. He's priced out. He doesn't get to buy anymore. Why is that? Because Kroenke is fucking loaded. That's a made man. You can't move him until he himself wants to move. So, from here on, any Arsenal fans who I see talking about Stan Kroenke, I'm going to have to tell them to shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're deluded. You can't move this man. Unless you yourself have 10 billion burning a hole in your pocket. You aren't moving this man. There's no money you can offer him that's going to unseat him. That's going to make him have a look at your bid. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of money. No one has that type of money. Well, people have that type of money, but none of them are interested in Arsenal. Not a single one. Not a single one. All the ones who are interested, they're all priced out. Kroenke's priced them out. Sorry, you're not getting the fucking club. He's gonna, at best, it gets sold to one of these Arabs, these Emirati riched up guys. At best. And they will probably have to bid like 20 billion or something to buy the club. Mind you, I think the club's worth even more than that. If you ask me what the price of the club was, it's probably 100 billion. Just looking at how loyal the fan base is. If I look at the fan base in its best, guys, it's a very loyal fan base. Very loyal. But you're too loyal. You're loyal to a fault. Because you're out here backing a failing process, a failing manager. And rather than actually address the issue of it being the manager, everyone wants to talk about Kroenke. You can't move Kroenke. You can't. Oh, he's got this lawsuit hovering over him for 700 mil. That's lunch money to the guy. That's lunch money. That's lunch money. That's 2 seasons of Arsenal profits. That's lunch money. He doesn't care about that. That's one franchise in the Walmart chain. He just gives one of those up. That's your 700 mil. It's done. It's over. So you're not moving Kroenke. Don't talk about moving Kroenke. You have to accept that he is just there as a constant, and you have to work under that condition. Wenger did that. He worked under it. Fine. Emery tried to do that. People hounded him out before he had even fucking gotten to implement anything. Everyone's talking about how Emery's style of football was poor. What is Arteta's then? I don't even know what Arteta's trying to execute. Emery, I could see some counter-attacking, a bit of long ball, some fast ball movement. I could see that. With Arteta, what's the fucking plan? What's the plan? Please, someone tell me what the plan is. Give it to the 10, and the 10 spreads it out wide, and then there's a cross. Like, fucking spare me with that shit. It's clearly not working, because we're struggling to score goals. is struggling to score goals. All the strikers are struggling to score goals. It's one thing if it's just Aubameyang struggling to score goals. It's a different thing when every single striker at the club is struggling to score. That's a completely different thing. Clearly, that means the style of play, the tactics being employed are flawed. But rather than people address that, no. If you talk about the negatives going on at the club, and there's like 10 negatives for every one positive. So if you talk about the negatives, just because they're so obvious right now, if you talk about the negatives, you're a bad fan. Shut up and support the club. Oh, you're a Spurs fan. Piss off with that shit. Honestly, piss off with that shit. The next person to fucking say that shit, you're an Arteta fan. You're not an Arsenal fan, you're just an Arteta fan. You tell people this, and guess what? They're going to get upset. I promise you they will get upset. Why will they get upset? Because the truth fucking hurts. The truth fucking hurts. If you're an Arsenal fan and you love this football club, I don't care since when you've been supporting. I don't care if you've seen worse times or whatever. That's not what it's about. It's not about that. We exist here in the present. Right now. And right now, shit is going south. Shit is going south. It will be a very long actual rebuild from here on. Especially if the likes of Saliba, Guendouzi, these guys don't want to play for the club again. It will be a very long rebuild. Longer than Arteta's rebuild was supposed to be. Probably longer than Wenger's decade-long rebuild, which never came to fruition. But oh no, don't talk about the facts of the matter, because if you talk about the facts of the matter, guess what? You're probably a Spurs fan. Really, I'm sure the Spurs fans are having a fucking laugh that Brentford have beaten us 2-0 and probably could have scored more. They probably could have scored more. They're having a laugh right now. The Chelsea fans are having a laugh right now. Why am I not having a laugh? If I'm meant to be a Spurs fan, why am I not having a laugh? Huh? I'd like to know. I'd like to know. If anyone got an answer for that, I would love to know. Seriously, I would. These guys got us out here overpaying for players left, right, and center. You don't judge the talent of a player based on how much you paid for them. That is not how the game works. That's not how the game has ever worked. The game has never worked like that. Ever. There are players who could be world class in specific teams and they're probably priced at $1 million. Go find them. Go find them. Well, of course, we probably can't find them now because our scouting network got fucking dismantled, so we're relying on Stats DNA. Stats DNA has proved to be a real fucking boon, innit? Not to us, to everyone fucking else in the league, but definitely not to Arsenal, because we just fucking take the mick out of it. Or it takes the mick out of us. But everyone else can run the fucking market properly. Brentford getting Christopher Ayer. We get Ben White. 35 mil difference between their price tag. We get Thomas Partey at some 45 mil. Liverpool get Thiago at fucking cutthroat price of 25 mil. And, people want to try and say some bullshit about Thiago's injury prone, yada yada. Thiago and Partey played the same number of games last season in the league. The same number of games. Go look up the stats. I dare you. I dare you. One got a goal, the other got 2 assists. Big whoop. Big difference. Big fucking difference that price tag made. Hope the fucking assist was worth, right? I really hope that fucking assist was worth the extra money. Club's a mess right now. Club's a fucking mess. The fan base is more of a mess because it doesn't want to admit that the club is a mess. And they'll just clearly just want to stay in this fucking mire for as long as possible. Some shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the fan base. It's a piece of shit. Honestly, piece of shit fan base. I love the club. The fan base is a piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit. anyone who speaks truth is a Spurs fan? Ah, just fucking toss one into your fucking tea and drink it then.